question is this, it's about development in the southeast, from Paul saying. With its current level of poor infrastructure and a population density greater than Holland, at what point is the southeast of England deemed to be full? Nus.
Paul, I love that statistic about Holland, that's brilliant, thank you. We have had a lot of movement down to the southeast because there's been a lot of people that want to live and work around London. What's become interesting out of all the job creation over the last 5 years is that 80% of that has been in the north of the country. So it hasn't been down here in the southeast, and that's really important. Solomon mentioned something earlier on about 0-hour contracts. 80% of those jobs are full-time jobs. Only 2% of those are 0-hour contracts. So we need to encourage that when there is wealth creation, that it's spread across our country and it's not just focused on increasing the numbers of people arriving to London and the southeast. And I take your point on infrastructure. We've got a terrible train service, and I've been trying to campaign as hard as I can because I get emails and tweets about it regularly, and I've been able to hold meetings with Network Rail and Southern to try and get long-term investment in our rail infrastructure, electrification, dual carriageway, but it's been ignored for too long because this part of the world seems to be doing okay and its voice has never been strong enough. So
15 seconds.
You need a strong campaigner and a strong champion.
Thank you. Solomon?
Nus is right that the south, that Wealden, as part of the southeast, has been ignored. I believe ignored by the Conservative administrations in its council and parliament over its history, and that's why I'm standing to change that for the first time. So we have a strong voice in parliament on these issues. The train services are really important in terms of, it's not just about how we develop the southeast or the development which the question was going on to. Actually making sure that life is working for people living in the southeast. As Nus says, the trains are absolutely appalling. I look on Twitter and all you see is people complain really because I follow the hashtags about the services and how they feel cramped. It's completely unsafe. And I actually think we should bring our railways back into public ownership. I don't know if that's a popular idea, but we spend more money now than we ever did when it was actually British Rail, and we didn't get any of the benefits. So, but in terms of development, I'm a big believer in house building. And we've committed to building 200,000 homes in areas where we need more housing. I think that's really important in terms of actually young people growing up in the southeast, like me, who had to have a sort of rural lifestyle, which was really important to my mobility, to be able to access public transport. And the idea of me owning my own house, and that Paul talked about £400,000. £1 million, £10 million houses.
15 seconds.
God, I'd be lucky if I could get one of those in the future. So it's important we continue to change the way that the southeast working people live in there and make sure we're developing up north as well so that we can boost the economic growth over. Sorry for that over.
Solomon, thank you. Paul?